If last year on the Oireachtas Housing Committee we spent our time ensuring that the Affordable Housing Bill and the Land Development Agency Bill was passed, Minister, this year we will be focusing on the delivery, and particularly the role of the local authorities, approved housing bodies and your department in ensuring that the legislation that all of the deputies on this side of the House passed starts to turn into action. So, Minister, if you could outline the progress that you've made in working with those partners, AHBs, local authorities, to deliver affordable and social housing in my constituency of Dublin North West.
Thank you, Deputy McAuliffe, and thank you indeed for the work that you continue to do on the Housing Committee with colleagues in government in relation to delivering very important legislation like the Affordable Housing Act, like the Land Development Agency Act, that enables us to ensure that 2022 is a year of delivery. As you'll know, under our housing strategy, we aim to deliver 300,000 new homes between now and the end of the decade, 90,000 social homes, 36,000 affordable purchase homes and 18,000 cost rental homes, while tackling the issues of vacancy and putting our existing stock back into use. Under Housing for All, each local authority are required to prepare a housing delivery action plan, setting out details of social and affordable housing delivery from the period 2022 to 2026. This includes information on the location where the housing will be delivered, in addition to information on planned delivery streams and the delivery in the preceding years. September 2021, I issued social housing targets to each local authority, setting out building targets over the next 5 years, whilst exiting out of leasing and reducing the amount of acquisition. The main focus under Housing for All is delivering new homes through new builds. In developing these housing delivery plans, each local authority was required to assess the demand in their area for affordable and indeed for social under the Housing Need Demands Assessment, and to plan for provision for that accordingly. Just December last, I received a plan from Dublin City Council and your own area. My department are working through with the Housing Delivery Coordination Office to review that plan to make sure it's going to hit the targets that we need, having regard to the policy objectives that we've set out with your assistance in Housing for All. The review will require some further engagement in the short time with the City Council. That will be done over the coming weeks. My department will work closely with DCC to increase the supply of housing in the Dublin, and you nearly concluded, in the Dublin North West constituency and across Dublin City Council, and we'd expect to have the work concluded with DCC in relation to their housing delivery plan in the next couple of weeks.
Thank you, Minister. And I think one of the things that will assist Dublin City Council in bringing forward projects is that until we passed the legislation last year, the local authorities were not in a position to deliver mixed tenure and mixed income housing, and we all know the importance of that, and having represented Finglas and Ballymun for over a decade, I know the importance of it. But it's very clear now that the local authorities do have all the tools on the table. They have a multi-annual budget and they have partners in the AHB sector that they can work with and the LDA that they can master plan with. And Minister, I would be saying that if you walk across my constituency, you can start with a social and affordable in Kildonan, senior citizens on the Church of the Annunciation site. We've got proposed affordable purchase in Salog and also in Balbutcher. We've got more senior citizens happening in Coultry, and on across the constituency. But the timeline and the ability of the local authorities to deliver here is crucial, and we want to see them happening. And of course, the biggest project which we will have on the border of the constituency is the Oscar Traynor Road site. And it's interesting that both yourself and Deputy O'Brien mentioned Oscar Traynor and O'Devney Gardens, because they are different sites, but they're different because of the policies and the legislation which we passed in this House.
Minister.
Yes, thanks, Deputy. Look, it's crucial we use the land that we have. You've referenced Oscar Traynor, and it is correct to say that because of the actions taken by this government, by increasing the Affordable Housing Fund and allowing that flexibility within the Affordable Housing Fund, that Dublin City Council were able to rework the proposals that were supported by 38 of the 60 councillors to deliver 341 social homes, 341 cost rental homes and 171 affordable purchase. That's what was voted against by Sinn Féin and by Far Left and by Social Democrats in Dublin, on top of O'Devney Gardens and indeed others like Ballinamastone. But what our focus has got to be is on actually delivering those homes and ensuring that the local authorities get the support to do it, but that the pressure will be applied from government to make sure that delivery happens. We have a whole cohort of people out there up to recently who want to see that there's something for them, that they're going to be able to own their own home. And with Housing for All and this government's plans and actions, they're going to be able to do that.
Thanks, Minister, and I emphasise again the importance of ensuring that we do put pressure on local authorities to deliver and their AHBs. They have been out of the practice for some time, Minister. They're back in the business of it now. We're back in the business of local councils leading. And I do get the impression from the opposition, and particularly Sinn Féin, as they criticise us. They're not criticising us on policy now anymore. They're criticising us on the inability to deliver a house overnight. And we all know that that's not possible. They're caricaturing this government as being uncaring, knowing that we pass policies that support public housing. And the lowest of low tonight, the Deputy Opposition spokesperson trying to caricature the Taoiseach as some sort of cartoon villain on social media, when his party objected to his leader being caricatured as a witch. It was wrong then, and it's wrong against the Taoiseach. The Taoiseach's a decent man, and I think Deputy O'Brien should apologise and delete the tweet. What we should do is focus on delivery. That's what the people in my constituency want. We want you to build houses with all those people who have that responsibility, and to do it in an affordable way.
Yeah, just to say, look, Deputy, in relation to that, I think when they're losing, they play the person and they don't play the ball. And that's the fact of it. We have a plan that's going to deliver for people, and we're determined to do that. And if I look in Ballymun, in your own constituency, that the opportunities in Ballymun, and I've walked those sites with you, to deliver real good quality affordable housing at scale for working people. Because now that we've put the funding in place, that we've passed the Affordable Housing Act, that we have an affordable housing fund, that we're now giving funding to our local authorities on a multi-annual basis, €1.2 billion more a year going into capital in our government's plan than the members opposite. But you won't hear them say that anymore. But you see, they'll interrupt consistently. And again, you know, again in relation to Oscar Traynor, O'Devany Gardens, Ballamastone, I could go on and on and on. That any proposal that comes forward from any local authority, the people to the forefront of their objections and voting against it are the people opposite. Are the people opposite. And he knows it.
Thank you.
And he knows it. And he knows it.
Moving on. Thank you.
Once again, Minister, it's what you're good for.
Gordon Mealy Mulgrave, as we're talking